everyone, it's Andrew Bensley with the latest Sky Racing news. And we're counting down to day 2 of the championships at Randwick Saturday. And while we're getting used to not having any crowds except for trainers, jockeys and key racing officials, we can expect thousands of people to be watching all round the world. In New Zealand, the Melody Bell team will be dressing up to watch their star mare in the Queen Elizabeth, along with stablemate Tiako Shark. Then, with no racing in their country, these two horses will be creating huge interest in England. The William Haggis pair, Adabe and Young Rascal, were brought down to run on rain-affected tracks, and that's exactly what they're going to be getting following another 4 mil of rain overnight. And to cap off the international interest on the championships, Japan racing fans will be able to watch and wager on the Queen Elizabeth, where Danon Premium takes to the international stage. The form around Danon Premium is very strong. Travelling staff with Danon Premium suggest they'd prefer a good track, but aren't deterred by the expected ground the way he's handled it at Canterbury. Danon Premium is now clear tab favourite in the Queen Elizabeth, with the market quite easy at this stage on Adabe. Now to Saturday's $400,000 Polytrack Provincial Championships final at Randwick. Trainer Angela Davies is very confident about her runner in the race through the cracks, particularly the way the horse finished off in last week's trial to finish second to Happy Clapper. Angela isn't put off by the wide draw with Through the Cracks, with his normal racing pattern of getting back and running on strong. The final gallop this morning having Angela terribly excited about Saturday. Trainer Chris Lees has a leaning to tab favourite Asherani of his 5 runners after the barrier draw. Through the Cracks is right there in the market, but it's a very competitive race. Snowden Racing have multiple runners in Saturday's Arrowfield Sprint at Randwick. Cosmic Force needs to rebound off a poor run last time.
Since he's raced, the next day he was full of beans. He was continues to do well and off a sharp trial last Tuesday. It's really ticked over nicely for Saturday, so I'd like to see him improve sharply, which I think he can. He worked well again here on this morning, so looking forward to him.
Punters are predicting Cosmic Force can turn things around by the way he's firmed in the tab market. Rachel King gets the chance to ride Flit in the Group 2. And finally, don't be expecting crowds back at the races too soon. While the numbers around coronavirus seem to be stabilising, Racing New South Wales CEO Peter V'landys told Sky's Road to the Championships it's likely the spring will also be impacted.
Now, we're looking a month at a time, and I think that's what is important. We want to make sure that we're doing everything right in the next month. You know, it really depends on if crowds are allowed back in. You know, at this stage, it looks highly unlikely because I think that, you know, until they get a vaccine, all sports will not be allowed to have crowds, and hopefully there will be a vaccine sooner rather than later, or some hope that we do get the crowds. But if we don't get the crowds, we can't sustain the prize money in the spring either.
There's also other news on our social media pages, including the booking of Hugh Bowman on Bivouac in Saturday week's All Aged. And I'll be back with more championships news tomorrow.